Hey, what's up, y'all? So I am a very spiritual, artistic person. I believe in God, and I believe that if you ask God to move in your life, as long as you move towards your goals, he'll move back, right? And I know I've talked about having a scarcity mindset and being worried and anxious and fearful that things weren't going to happen. But for 15 years, I never went hungry. I never lost my house. I never had my car repossessed. I've never gone to zero. I've never gone completely broke. I really have been blessed. Like, it got close. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like excellent all the time. But for 15 years, I steadily got better. Like, there were some bumps, but I steadily increased, and I really attribute that to, number one, having very clear goals. Number two, praying to, I don't know what you believe in, but for me, it's God. And I just prayed like, hey, help me out, please, because I don't know what I'm doing, right? And three, I had a vision board. So I had people tell me, I'll read little articles and stuff about people using a vision board. And I think initially I was like, it sounded like some myth, like, how is putting stuff on paper or putting stuff on a board going to help? But I tried it, and I really, once I started making it, I liked it, right? And here, before I even tell you how to make one, I'm just going to show you, right? This is my vision board, right? And basically what I did is I made 3 columns, right? So I made this vision board the end of 2013 or 2014. So I had a short-term goal, like a mid-term goal, and a long-term goal. Now, as you know, we're not here yet, but it's getting really close, right? And I basically tried to make it like a lifestyle column or an achievement column, maybe like where I want to live, and then like at the bottom, like some of my other achievements that I want to do, right? Now, some of these things have to do with, video and film. A while back, I was doing a lot of comedy sketches. I was doing a lot of writing. I was in the film and TV industry. I was acting. And so a lot of the goals I had were reflective of that. But I didn't change them, right? It's okay to change your goals. I just didn't change them because I wanted to see if these things would still come true, regardless of me kind of going off in different directions. And here's what's so interesting. So, like I said, I made this in 2013, early 2014. I was in a relationship at that point, but I was not married. So this had not happened yet, right? No kids, no wife. I was dating somebody, but this definitely had not happened yet. And I said debt-free and starting a family. And don't you know, like when I wrote that, I probably was in, probably like maybe like $45,000 in debt. Like not student loan, not student loan, not house. I'm talking like credit cards and like furniture loans and just me trying to start my business stuff loans and like credit cards, crazy bad debt. All the debt they tell you to avoid. I was like 45,000 plus in bad debt. And so for me to write this down, and I was only 2 years away, maybe 3 years away, it was very ambitious, okay? And so, but of course, I won't say of course, but I would just say it did happen. I was able to eliminate my credit card debt by this date. I was actually a month early, right? And the reason I want to show you this stuff, right, is because it's like when you move, when you make a decision to do something and you make a plan, if you don't use a vision board, make a plan, put something on your phone, put something on your mirror, put something like on your desktop screen, whatever, just something you see every day. When you put it out there, whether or not you have it, somehow things start moving you toward that direction, right? I'm gonna give you another example. So me starting this YouTube channel was actually back in 2007, and I was doing a lot of comedy sketches. But then recently, earlier this month, I started trying to do more like business stuff. I just wanted to help people because people kept asking me, and I was like, why don't I just do a YouTube, series on how to do business stuff? And so what was interesting is I started getting comments from people in India and Australia, and I was like, whoa, like of course YouTube is global, but it didn't dawn on me that me being in Georgia, being in my car, making videos, that someone is in India or Australia watching this and it's helping them. And that's like blowing my mind. But see here, I said I wanted to be delivering a graduation speech for university. And the reason I chose this picture because it was international. I wanted to be able to travel and talk to people internationally. It's happening. And so when I saw the comment from India and the comment from Australia, it was confirmation that what I put forward, what I told God I wanted, was actually moving in this direction. And I made that before I ever started talking about business videos, before I ever started talking about whatever. I was doing acting at that point. I don't even know where that vision came from, but something said I want to talk to people on an international platform in some way. And here it is, more than 10 years later, people from India and Australia are commenting on these videos. Do you see what I'm saying? This vision board, none of these goals had happened yet. None of these things, right? Even the travel stuff. So I put here that I wanted to go to Montego Bay, right here, right? And I haven't been to Montego Bay yet, but I did, when I got married, we ended up doing a cruise to the Bahamas. And we took all our wedding photos in a place that looked just like that, right? And so it didn't happen exactly the way that's on my vision board. And I do have one son. I don't have a son and a daughter. I don't have both, but I do have a son, right? So, and my son wasn't born until 2019. So it was 3 years later than this, right? So no, you can't control everything and you can't make everything happen by a certain deadline. But I did end up having a son. I am married. I have a family now. It's something that I had a vision for. And at that point, my wife was very clear that she did not want kids. And I married her understanding that, no, I respect that. We were pushing 40. Okay. So I wasn't trying to push that issue, but something happened and all of a sudden she was cool with it. And we had our first and only son. So I say all this to say that whether or not you believe in manifesting your destiny through writing a journal or making a vision board or whatever, all I'm here to say is that it worked for me. None of these things were true. None of these things were even halfway true when I first put them on this board. But now I've actually achieved more than half of the things on this board, right? I didn't know when it was going to happen, but it happened, right? And that's the power of this thing. It's once you tell God, the universe, whoever, that you want to achieve something and do something powerful and different and amazing, I don't know, man, things just start happening, right? Even when the comments, when people were like, hey, I'm trying to do this and I'm doing that, I go listen to their music. I go to their channel and look at what they're doing. And if I see, hey, I like this, I like what you're doing, I don't know if that helps them move forward, but I pray it does. I pray it helps them so they can get toward their goals, right? I want to help y'all get to where you want to be, because I'm telling you, if you lay that thing out, you make a vision board, you make some type of thing that is in your face every day when you wake up, it's like the universe just moves in your direction. And I can't explain it, but I'm proof. 15 years on my own, despite me being scared, despite me growing up relatively poor, despite not having a whole lot of support, from my, significant others, in the past. I still found a way to make this thing work. And now I am much closer to the life that I just imagined. I just pulled these thoughts and ideas just out of thin air, and they're actually on the verge of happening. Okay? So I know that this isn't like straight up business stuff, but I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff about going on your own and striking out on your own, it will test your spirit. It'll test your soul. It'll test everything about you. It'll just rip out everything, every insecurity, every doubt, every negative programming you got from your parents or some snide comment from a teacher. Like, all that stuff is exposed when you try to go out and do something for yourself that's out of the norm. And when you do stuff like this, it taps into like a higher power, and that power is the thing that pushes you toward achieving your goal. All right? So never forget, I don't care what you believe in, right? But believe in something, and believe in yourself enough to put those images of success down, even if you're nowhere close to them. Still put them down, print them out. Use your printer at work. It's free. Do whatever you got to do. Like, lay it out. Put some dates. Describe what that thing is as clearly as you can. Be as specific as you can about the dates and what it is you're trying to achieve on those dates. Make a picture, make a drawing. I don't care. You can make like a treasure map. You can be as creative as you want with your board. And if you got somebody in your life that ain't really feeling you and hating on you, don't show them your board. Keep your board secret and separate from them to where only you see it. You don't need anyone's negative, stupid comments about your board, okay? It's for you, right? This is like your journal, right? It's private. And if someone is on your team, they can see it. Otherwise, don't show them. Do not show them this for their validation, because you don't need it. This is between you and God, okay? It's not for anyone else's eyes. And if anyone else sees it and they're like, hey, that's cool, then they can continue to see it. If they don't believe in it and they want to make jokes about it, they can't look at it no more. And they can't even be this. This is divine. This comes from something bigger than you or I, and it manifests itself as an image. And I just went on the internet and I found the image that most closely resembled what had popped in my head. And here it is, more than 10 years later, I've achieved more than half of those things in that list. And when I made this list, I was broke. Okay? Right? I mean, I wasn't broke. I was four years into my business, and I was doing well. I was making twice as much as my previous job, but I still racked up a whole bunch of debt doing so. This turned the page. And things really started falling into line. And I went from always being in crisis and survival mode to starting to thrive. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to share what my actual vision board looked like, because I didn't want to just give you advice and tell you what to do. No, everything I tell you to do, I've done it. I practice what I preach, and I don't preach anything that I have not done. Okay? All right, so that's all for today. I'll see y'all next time. Have a great weekend. It's Saturday, but I don't know when you're watching this, so just have a great day. All right, see you.